Hello guys, this is Nathaniel Clay from Just Press Play, and today I am checking out apparently a new Nintendo Switch console, and this is weird. I don't see the necessity of this actually existing, and I just want to give my 2 cents on it. Okay, so I don't know. It seems kind of unnecessary. I'll be completely honest. We really don't need any more models of this unit at all. People can disagree with me, but I will keep my opinion. It is not something that I think we need right now. I think the Switch should be their main focus, and this is just very bizarre in my opinion. Because while some people might say this is something that it could get more 3DS players in there, yeah, I can see this as something that could just kind of get in the way. I see it as them trying to get the last of the 3DS sales out of the way before they kind of wrap the 3DS up before next year. But I don't see why this model has to exist. I really don't. It's really hard to be able to understand why what's the point? What do you really need this for? It's hard to understand why this is being released. Some people could argue against me and say that this is, a better 3DS or a better 2DS, I guess. It has, new 3DS hardware. I guess that's great. I can understand why they got rid of the 3D. No one really cared about 3D to begin with. There's a front-facing cameras that are usually in the original models. It's gone in this one. Okay. I guess that's a good thing, but at the same time, I'm not seeing why, why on earth I mean, it's cool. It looks nice. The design looks extremely nice. I actually do like the design, but it seems like it's a bit too much similar to past models. It's like it's not differentiating itself in any way with functionality. And I guess like Amiibo found like I could do that with the new 3DS XL. And that's the thing though. So it starts to get me questioning like if this is going to be on the market in July of this year. That's when it's coming out. Just let everybody know. By the way, the camera right here is streaming from my phone, so if it's not lip sync with it, I'm sorry about that. But the audio is still here and it's still viewable content. So yeah, I'm a little bit curious of who this is for though, because even when this comes out, the value of the last models are probably going to go down by then. So it's like while this might be like 149, someone can just get like probably, I'm guessing, hopefully the original new 3DS, not the XL model, for around probably 120, and maybe with the game, maybe this is bundled with the game, it'll make more sense. But there's also not much of a huge back catalog as well. Like I'm not seeing much of a big, huge back catalog for this as well. So I'm just going to look this up real fast. Nintendo 2DS. Yes, he's saying 3DS. It's really hard. Okay, so here's the thing though. You got Hey Pikmin, Metopia. Um, probably you never know. They might release another Fire Emblem game, but I think they will probably put that on the Switch. That was announced for the Switch. I'm gonna look up the upcoming 3DS games because 3DS. I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot. Yes, games 2017 or 2DS games at this point, I guess, since this thing. You got Dragon Quest and this 3DS game. I like going to IGN has a little comprehend. Okay, you got Cooking Mama. Okay, I guess that's what you would pick up the new Nintendo 2DS XL for. Fire Emblem. That's a good fan. So there's a Fire Emblem game. I was actually wrong. There is a Fire Emblem game coming to this console. There is indeed a Fire Emblem game releasing for the Nintendo 3DS still. RPG Maker, Fez. Oh, okay, that's on multiple other platforms. 80s Overdrive. Okay, Shakedown Hawaii, and Switch. Automatically, hey Pikmin, I'm not interested. I'm to be completely honest with you, I am not interested in Hey Pikmin. It's gonna be kind of confusing people who haven't gotten into the original Pikmin games, guys. If you're new to Pikmin, this is not the first game I recommend playing. Personally, it's not. It's just not the first game I recommend picking up. Let's see. The Snack World. Okay. Okay, so there's not. There's Layton's Mystery Giant. I guess if you like Professor Layton, there's not many heavy hitting titles that will make people go, "Oh boy, I have to pick up a brand new model." Like I understand this is $150. At the same time, how are you really going to, oops, full screened it. Don't want to get flagged. How are you going to, when they did actually flag me by now, no, but who cares? I'll show you. How are you going to justify your purchases with, you have, I guess, Fire Emblem, a Pikmin, and Layton. Monster Hunter, okay, that's four. Because there are some game, Utopia, Kirby's Blowout, but okay, like, see, okay. Okay, so this is now there are some games that I think that are great, but they're not money makers. These are not games that you're going. These are swap doodle. I'm not gonna go out 3DS and just run and get swap doodle. Especially Fire Emblem. I'm sorry. The games are extremely good, but they're never really system sellers. I believe the last one was to an extent sales wise, but they don't reach the amount of level as some of the games that are on the Switch as of now. Here's what bothers me. Since it seems like there might be some games, and I was wrong. I'm sorry, I will admit I am wrong. There are some huge titles coming out for the unit. Still, I will have to say this. This could have gone towards the Switch. Being honest, people can go, oh, whoa, whoa, but we can. No, I'm gonna be completely honest. The 3DS is like 7 going on 8 years old, guys. Like, I really, think that maybe they need to kind of move on from it. I think these models are great, but at the same time, put your effort into the Switch. Get the bugs fixed out. Iron that kind of stuff out, Nintendo. I really don't see why you need to have a Nintendo 3DS, a Nintendo 3DS XL, a new Nintendo 3DS XL, and a new Nintendo 3DS, a Nintendo 2DS, um, a new Nintendo 2DS XL. You don't need 6 hardware revisions. And just to get a clarification, that's like I'm gonna compare this to phone makers because technically Nintendo is a consumer electronics company. Imagine having the Galaxy S8 and there is the Galaxy S8 Plus. You're like, okay, that's fine, a bigger model with the 3DS XL. Then they're like, oh, Galaxy S8 Slim. You're like, okay, and then they keep going on and on with it, and in an extent, it works better with phones than it does with handhelds. In this case, they also aren't really Samsung or a phone maker, and once again, they are a technology maker, and they probably have to make quotas with investors. Investors want a longevity, long amount of hardware coming out year on year on year, so they can make up some sales numbers and get their stock a little bit higher. And I understand that appeasing the investors is important, but at the same time, as a consumer electronics company that also it's mostly just doing video games, don't release these models like their cell phones because at this point, um, you have too big of a piece of hardware out in the market that's doing pretty well, which is pretty great. I'll give you complete props. It's doing pretty well, but at the same time, um, really, in my honest opinion, I mean, this could have gone towards a Switch. I'm sorry, 3DS owners out there, you guys gotten a lot of crap. But yeah, I'm not the only one saying this. Yeah, it's time to move away from it, Nintendo. It's really really time to move away from it. We need to get over with just releasing these constant 3DS models because this is I don't see this necessary. And the thing is that this is going to confuse people. I'm trying to say this. This is going to be confusing to people who are buying a new piece of your hardware. You have a hybrid handheld console. You have a hybrid handheld console, and you still want to release another handheld on the side next to your hybrid handheld console. That makes no sense. That does not make any sense whatsoever. What you're doing is you're going to make this market where you have this huge split fan base of people who are still buying this hardware without knowing that, hey, like, this hardware kind of sucks at this point. Please kind of upgrade. So you're gonna have people buying this, probably a crap ton of games. It's cheap. It's understandable. But at the same time, you're not a cell phone maker. You don't need to make these mini 3DSs though. It's understandable that you're a consumer electronics company. You have to make, quota and all that kind of crap. But at the same time, this is just gonna have people coming to the stores going, okay, I can get a 3DS for 149 and the Switch. It, and I'm not a fan of Hey Pikmin or any of those games at all, but you kind of should have got the developers on board with the Switch because I agree with digital trends. Gabe Gerwin, sorry if I put you on blast, dude, but yeah, I most definitely agree with you. You don't need to have this many 3DSs, dude. Like, this is unbelievable. I mean, they didn't even do this with a DS. They didn't even have this many revision with the 3DS consoles. Coming out July 28th. Yeah. See, the thing is that kind of burns users that bought who wasted their money on the new Nintendo 3DS XL probably like last year or the year before in 2015 or 2016. Their reaction to this is probably gonna be like kind of moving a little bit fast, Nintendo, because it is technically just a new 3DS XL. That but we really don't. I mean, hey, they got what they wanted. This is actually a 3DS family, I guess you could say. But we don't need all these damn 3DSs, dude. Like if there's no huge advantage over each model that comes out, then you guys should really just stop this because there's no advantage of owning this. In my opinion, if you can just get used one, and all of these games, once again, all of these games that you could that I saw on IGN. All these games in IGN were saying this works on older hardware. This maybe not with faster loading times, but who is really going to give a shit at this point? They're probably going to want to save money. And gamers that know the Switch exists, they're going to want to possibly, save for that. They're not going to put that much effort into getting a whole new piece of hardware to pay, you know, cash on games that they could just save money on getting a $50 3DS used and then $50 to $80. I don't see the necessity of it. It's just it's worthless to me. And usually, like with the new 3DS, I was like, okay, because it allows better emulation. However, the only reason why I thought the new Nintendo 3DS was actually worth something is because I knew that the programming community and the modding and homebrew community was going to take massive advantage. Oh, there's a notification from Nintendo right now from Google Plus telling me introducing the new Nintendo 2DS XL. The names are bad. The names are bad. I'm telling you right now. You could have called it like Nintendo 3DS Advance or 2DS Advance. I just want to go to the models because I want to see if I can. I want to see some differences in either. I think it's not even added to Wikipedia yet, but okay. Well, they haven't upgraded. Usually they get like right on it with doing this. You don't need this. Nintendo, you don't need to be focusing. You really don't need to be getting. And that's the thing that, and then under that it says like a refurbished. That's the thing that someone get a refurbished one and just save a lot more money as well. Ugh, this is just gonna confuse people. Honestly, guys. Here's my advice. If you do not own any other Nintendo 3DS hardware and you want to play a 3DS game, get the older piece of hardware. I've never said this before. Just get the used old piece of hardware to play a couple of great games. Because to be honest, 3DS has the first party is really what holds it up. to be honest, and some indie games here and there like Retro City Rampage DX and stuff like that. If you really want to play those games, just buy a used piece of hardware because these games work on all of these pieces of hardware. This thing is this thing is not able to really justify it being a higher worth over the past models, and understandably that's probably why the price is lower. But don't buy a new Nintendo 3DS piece of hardware in 2017 with the Switch out. Like, I really recommend people get the Switch over another Nintendo 3DS. The 6 model. You don't need a 6 model. And that is it, guys. I'm just gonna. This is just stupid, in my opinion. I don't see this as smart whatsoever. I do not see this as smart. I guess is the screen better? It looks bigger. I would have loved that in the Nintendo 3DS XL, because to be honest, like, compare this. Would have loved. I would have compare that to the screen size. New one right there. To be completely honest with you, yeah, this is kind of necessary. I mean, honestly, if this comes out, this is probably gonna be cheaper. That's it, guys. I'm out. Yeah, that's about it.